What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Legion of Raw. I'm here with this guy right here, former WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Good vibes only. Oh, yes. Yes.
What vibes, bro?
Yeah!
Yeah! Yes!
Representing. Yes, indeed. My boys, man, we pulled it off. We looked good for just about all the game. Our offense was a bit lousy, but defensively we stuck it to them. I would say that our wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best wide receiver in all of college football right now. Career high receptions, 11, and looked so good. He looked like a Heisman Trophy candidate coming out of Saturday. And so good, my favorite commentator, Gus Johnson, called a marvelous Marv, and I loved it, and it was great, and I was feeling good after the end of the game, man.
So what's their ranking as of today?
Third.
So it's what, Georgia first?
Georgia first, and then second is
Michigan and Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah.
Wow.
We're number 3. So we got a big duel at the end of the year, of course, against Michigan. Michigan is taking 2 on us. But as we've seen in the past a couple of weeks, especially after today with breaking news, more of the investigation with Michigan that it's been confirmed that about 30 tickets was bought for 11 schools. So Michigan is continue to put themselves further into the ground when it comes to this investigation as far as stealing signs. And so after a major hiatus, winning 9 out of 10 games with Jim Tressel, 7 out of 7 games with Urban Meyer, Ohio State had Michigan's number for quite a bit of time over the past 20 years. Beat us 2 years in a row. 2 years ago in Ann Arbor, I think they just beat the snot out of us. I mean, it was just the weather was bad and just we played lousy. But last year, it was some things that were going on. We was like, we didn't play our best, but it was some weirdness going on. I mean, that wasn't all attributed to the breaking investigation when we did play lousy a bunch of the game.
Yeah,
but it was, it was like something ain't clicking here, man. And so as the more we see this development with this Michigan stuff, the more it's like, there we go, there we go, there we go. So, how are you, Vince?
I'm doing all right, bro. All right.
So let's talk about this amazing Raw show. A lot of people talking about TNA returning. Let's actually start off with Pete Pacchio, my bison. Bro, do they think fake fights can compete with MLB?
Well, they did catch a break today because it was a game 7, but Texas blew out the Astros early. So they did catch a break there, but I don't think it's going to matter, Pete. This is a lousy show, and a lousy show is going to get a lousy rating.
Yes.
It doesn't matter that the baseball game was a blowout, because I promise you they didn't turn over to watch this show.
Agreed. Very much so. All right, let's jump right into the show. We got Finn Balor and Damian Priest cutting an in-ring promo, interrupted by Cody Rhodes. This leads Rhodes and Priest to go at it. Priest challenging Cody for crown jewel. Cody accepts. Cody gets attacked by Judgment Day. Jey Uso makes a save. Gets outnumbered. Your boy, J.D. McDonough.
So inconsistent. This guy was nowhere to be found last week. No explanation.
Yes.
And here he comes to save the day, bro.
Yes, he comes to save the day, man.
Yes.
No rhyme or reason, no explanation of why he was gone.
Yes.
So he comes out, and then this leads to Cody Rhodes getting his ankle bashed in the steel steps with a chair, man. So what say ye of this opening segment?
Am I supposed to comment on this, Chris?
Yes.
Bro, let me compare this to my Attitude Era review today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the week Vince McMahon is going to receive the Humanitarian of the Year award and has invited Stone Cold Steve Austin to the ceremony.
Yeah.
At the same time, Taker is very upset and choke slamming whoever gets in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And it all accumulates to a big finish at the end of the show.
Okay.
You want me to compare that to this?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
bro, please. This is just same old, bro.
Yes,
like we've seen these same people open the show for God knows how many weeks, man. It's
so
bro.
Got a question for you, Vince.
Yeah.
One thing that did not make sense to me whatsoever was the fact that Priest basically handed Cody Rhodes a challenge at Crown Jewel. Why didn't Cody Rhodes say, yes, I'll accept your challenge under one condition? It has to be for the briefcase.
Yeah. I used to love making things interesting like that, bro.
Yeah.
Because, bro, that screws up their booking, and they're not creative enough to figure stuff out. That's really what it comes down to, bro.
One of the things I thought about was, okay, so if there's any way to integrate Cody back into the Roman Reigns fold, that's it. Because he beats Damian Priest. He has the briefcase now. And then he can always, go to SmackDown now, because it kind of makes you a free agent. If you have the case, you can go to both. Yeah. He can go to SmackDown now and tease, with Roman Reigns. And so if he wanted to finish the story or do something like that, heck, I mean, he can pull a Seth Rollins, at WrestleMania and say, for instance, if you do have Roman Reigns versus The Rock, Reigns wins, and then at the end of the match, you have Cody come out. You have rock bottom Roman Reigns, and Reigns is laid out. Cody comes out. He finished the story at WrestleMania. He wins and he beats Roman Reigns that way.
Bro, he could finish all the stories he wants when WrestleMania comes and goes, whether it's Cody or The Rock or whoever. The same exact people are going to be watching the show in April, bro. Let's break down the opening segment. Mr. McMahon goes out there,
yes,
and says, "I come before you, a humble man, with generosity, caring, and sharing in my heart, because you only know the Vince you see on TV." Extraordinary mental prowess, unparalleled success. Bro, this popped me huge. You ready?
Yeah.
And Herculean physicality.
I remember the Herculean physicality.
See, that's a TV show.
Yes, indeed.
That's
absolutely.
A TV show. This segment that we've seen 1 billion times, bro. Yeah. Like, really, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that, bro. You got like our friend Pete said, you got a Game 7. You got the Niners on Monday Night Football. You tune into this opening segment and you want to watch this show? Really?
No. Great point there. We got Carl Hoggett's $5 super chat. What is something you guys would change about Monday Night Raw if you guys were in charge of Monday Night Raw, like new storylines and etc.? Thank you. What's
Go
the
ahead,
what's the
Chris.
biggest thing? What's the biggest thing you would change,
What
Vince?
I
One
always
biggest thing.
say, bro, make it realistic.
Okay.
Go find a giant pin, bro, like a 10-foot pin. Hold it with two hands and pop that wrestling bubble, and let's get some reality into this show.
I would say my biggest change would be it's so difficult, man, to really completely overhaul. I would have, you know what I would do? I would have Cody Rhodes win the Money in the Bank. I would have The Rock beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the championship. Rock cuts a promo, and all of a sudden, Roman Reigns attacks The Rock on the Monday after WrestleMania. And then Cody Rhodes comes out and cashes the briefcase of The Rock. It just makes just an incredible heel turn because people, and I would have that be at the end of the show. I'm thinking of like realistic of like what they can use or what we have, you know what I mean? And I would commence Cody's heel turn at the Raw after WrestleMania, cliffhanger to the beginning of the next Raw. People were wondering, like, man, why did Cody do it against The Rock? Or what I would do is I would have Cody come out and you have The Rock and like the bloodline, you have the bloodline about to double team The Rock. Cody comes out with the briefcase. He holds the briefcase in it. Wham! Just clocks The Rock, and it casts it in. It gets a bunch of heat, and then he cuts a big. You guys were, then you bring realism into it. You guys were just cheering me for the music, and you guys didn't really respect me for who I am. I'm Cody freaking Rhodes. You know what I mean? And just kind of having that type of promo the next week. So that's what I would do if I was with what we have again with the substance with the material that we have. That's what I would do. All right. Somebody said that would be awesome. Very nice. Speaking of awesome sauce, $2 super chat, bro. Any fond memories of working with?
Oh yeah, man, I loved working with those dudes, man. I just emailed Tanay today to congratulate him, and nice. I told him I really sorry that Don, couldn't be there with him, but I know Don West is in a better place. I loved working with those two guys. Every memory was very fond, bro. I don't. It's not. I don't want to say I don't want to take credit for this, but this is to put Don West over. Bro, I used to remember, bro, getting ready, to go to WCW. We had a show and you leaving 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. And bro, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, as I'm getting ready to leave my house, Don West is hawking baseball cards. And I'm like, this guy would be phenomenal in wrestling. I actually tried to get him hired at WCW, bro. And, Brad Siegel and everybody else drug their feet. So then when, TNA was starting up, I told Jeff, I said, bro, and bro, Don, it was meant to be because he lived in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So, I set up Don and Jeff, and Jeff met him, loved him, and hired him, and that's how we started in his announcing career.
Very nice, very nice. From what I have read before, I've heard before, he didn't know too much about the wrestling business at first, but he really became a student of the game very
Oh yeah,
quickly and started to
yeah.
do a lot of research and stuff like that. And so he was definitely that energy that brought TNA. Just was like a vibrance to TNA. And I listened to Tanae's speech, Hall of Fame speech, and it was phenomenal. It was really good. So he did a really good job giving shout outs, to Jeff Jarrett and stuff like that. So that was really cool. So kudos to that.
Yeah,
And
good for today, man, for
I agree.
walking away from the business. Good for
Yeah.
him, man. Like seriously, man. Yeah, I still love Mike. I like I said, man, every couple months I reach out to him, just see how he's going on. I got all the respect in the world for that guy.
What's caused Tanae to leave? I know because after Don West got sick, they put some guy in there for a hot second. I forgot what his name was. And he was there for a little while, and then he transitioned out of TNA. Why
Yeah,
do
bro, I
you?
have no idea. I know Mike doesn't need the money. I mean,
Mm,
that I know. So who knows, bro? He lives in Vegas. Maybe the travel weared on him
mm.
after a while. I have no idea. But yeah, man, when he said he was done, he was done.
Yeah, he was done. We got the New Day defeating the Alpha Academy, a tag team showcase. Vince Russo.
Please, bro, come on. Who gives a crap?
I knew nothing about the Kira Tozawa thing. Like, it was clearly something I missed. Was it a segment or something like that
They
I
did
missed?
something last week where he was in a
Ah,
backstage segment, and
okay.
it's just total nonsense, bro.
So are they? I mean, so both are baby faces. Are they trying to turn somebody here, or they're just throwing two tag teams in the random
I
matches?
don't know, bro, because at the end of the show, that there were all the tag teams together, and it looked like everybody were best friends. And yeah,
Yeah,
we don't need heat in wrestling.
yeah, right.
Let's just all
Yeah.
be good friends, man. That.
Xavier Woods in the slides, and he's
Yeah,
just kind of hanging out
yeah, man.
backstage.
That's it. We don't need to. There
Yeah,
doesn't need to be any heat.
yeah. We got Cliffside $5 super chat. Was there ever a work shoot that you witnessed that fooled everybody, even the boys backstage? Vince Russo.
Yeah, Bash at the Beach.
Oh, okay, okay.
1000%.
Fooled the boys backstage.
Everybody in the back thought it was real.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Interesting. What was the comments backstage like right after that segment with
There really
Cody?
were no comments, bro. I think people were in shock because they
Shock.
really, 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 really believed it.
Mm, mm. There you
So
go. There's your worksheet.
that's the only one that that's really the only one that I could think of.
How was the? I know that they did the documentary of Bret Hart going backstage and hitting Vince McMahon in the locker room.
Well, you didn't see that though.
No, they did. Well, they didn't actually videotape Vince
Yeah,
McMahon
yeah,
hitting
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hitting Bret
Yeah.
Hart, but they did show Vince coming out. The Wrestling with Shadows, I think it was.
Wrestling
They
with
did,
Shadows.
they did show Vince McMahon coming out and dizzy and kind of startled and everything. So when back then backstage, what was just the overall feel? Was it shock as well when people saw that? Was there a lot of talk in the back? What was
Not
the
really,
feel?
bro, because first of all, like the boys were very, very upset because old school, you don't screw one of the boys, and and Bret had all the respect in the world.
Yeah.
They didn't know the backstory, bro. They didn't really understand.
Mhm.
And then, bro, like Vince walked into Bret's locker room for Bret to take a shot at him for what he did.
Yeah.
I mean, so like that was not shocking or anything. That's why Vince went in there. Vince didn't want to do what he had to do. And when he did it, he owed Bret one.
Mhm.
And he even said to Shane, he even told Shane, bro, let him hit me one time. After that, you get in there and break it up. I
Mhm.
mean, that's exactly so. He walked in that locker room to take a punch from Bret Hart, man.
Now, why did Shawn Michaels lie about the whole thing and he knew about it?
Because he was probably afraid of what Bret would do to him.
I was thinking that too. Now, Taker was pretty hot about it
Very
backstage,
hot.
right?
Very
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Taker and Mick were really, really, really hot.
Yeah, understandably so. We have the Becky Lynch cutting a backstage interview. What do you think? What's
Bro, she's just going through these NXT people, and then
Yep.
she's mouthing with somebody in the crowd. I don't even know who this is, and I just don't care. Like I don't know if, bro, again, if you're not a die-hard Mark wrestling fan, I don't know why I'm supposed to care.
Yeah.
That's what I keep asking myself when I watch this show. Why am I supposed to care about this?
Yeah, I think it goes back to probably they're trying to push NXT still. And it just really seems as if they're doing their best to try to, because the thing is, they're not going to keep throwing in talent, every week, especially when they couldn't even crack 1 million with the people that they threw in there. So it's just people just really aren't interested in Tuesday night wrestling, and when they just saw 3 hours the night before, and
Yep.
that it just shows that people just aren't interested in that time slot, man.
Yep.
So and then Ari Emanuel was saying that there's some talk, and within his interview, saying Monday they're not necessarily locked in Raw, staying on Mondays. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they're tired of getting their butts kicked, bro, by Monday Night Football. I don't blame them.
Yeah,
I mean, go to a week a night. I mean, that would have never happened during the Attitude Era. We would have never tucked our tail and went on another night. But hey, bro, it's a different time, man. It's a different time.
What day is kind of competition free? Would that be Tuesdays? Because there's no other head to head. There's nothing else on Tuesdays, right?
I guess so.
That would be the only day. I mean, because you have SmackDown toward the latter part of the week.
Maybe you put that on Tuesdays and put NXT back on Wednesdays go up against AEW.
Yeah. Then we'll have a lot of Tony Khan tweets about beating NXT for the third
man.
week.
It's so funny, bro, because when Vince Russo talks, nobody listens, but Billy Corgan just blistered Dave Meltzer, and everybody listened. And Billy Corgan said exactly what I've been saying for the last 20 years. Bro, you could say whatever you want. You could be a fanboy. You could, 5-star matches, never cover NWA. But the one thing Billy said is, and I've said the same exact thing. Billy said, bro, just don't make up crap about me. And that's exactly what Meltzer has done for 20 years. And I've said the same thing, like, bro, I don't care about you. I don't care about your 5 stars. I don't care about don't make stuff up about me. Because when you make stuff up about me, now I'm going to get really hot. And, now everybody's seeing that Billy Corgan. So, Vince wasn't the only one that he was making stuff up about.
Yeah. Shout out to NWA, man. Cut with the CW deal, man. From what I think they're just like CW's like 19th as far as television viewership, and
that's a good little station, bro.
Yeah. I think it's just like 1 or 2 notches under TNT and TBS. I think TBS is like 16th or 15th or something like that, and TNT's like 18th, and so they're right there. They're right there with them. So CW is a very comparable station when it comes to as far as people who can watch the product. So that's some really good exposure, man.
Yeah,
so that's fantastic. That's a big thing. We have an Ivar vignette, man, with Valhalla. They're trying to make him a big guy, a big name. Where do you think this goes?
I can't wait.
Cody Rhodes?
I don't know. Shinsuke?
It wouldn't be Shinsuke because he's looking for somebody that is going to bring something out of him. That when he did that, I'm like, we'll get to that. When I heard that promo, there was one thing I thought about the most after listening to that promo. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
Backstage segment.
I'm just sorry, man. There's just like I watched this thing through and like I was really looking for like one good thing to say about this show and I can't find it. I mean, you're gonna say we go backstage with Rhea Ripley and Rollins, and bro, they are overexposing her way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much, because now the gimmick is now she's trying to recruit everybody. And I cannot believe, bro, they actually went back to Seth's back after he completely no-sold it after that, knockdown, drag out. And you're actually gonna go back to it to remind everybody how he totally no-sold it last week.
Yeah. It's grasping for straws at this point, Vince. When you don't have a good story locked in, it's just anything works, man. Just the kill time. We got Becky Lynch defeating Indy Hartwell in the NXT showdown. The NXT championship has become like the Raw Women's Television Championship. So, what were your thoughts on the TV title back in the day? The NWA TV title, the WCW TV title.
I was never a fan of that, bro. I
wasn't a fan of the TV title.
I never was. No.
Why not a fan of the TV title?
I don't know, bro. Because it's just it's just you just start adding too many titles, man. You know what I mean? And what's a TV title mean? You defend it on TV? I just never bought into it. I wasn't into that when I was just a fan either.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that how the adage is, the title doesn't make the person makes the title, right? And I think when it came to the television championship, NWA and WCW television championship, I was a fan because it showcased someone who without a championship, they would have been a little less in the pegged. Like, for instance, like an Arn Anderson. Like when you think of television champion, you think of Arn Anderson. Now, he was really good in tag teams, with him and Blanchard, of course. But there was something about that television championship that he made so important, and he made so prestigious, especially being a horseman, still having that type of gold, and it still made him look good and prestigious. Now, when they started to do a whole bunch of stuff in the duration of the television championship, and they were having just, no shade, but I think like Prince Iakea had it and stuff like that. Which was the artist gimmick? Was that youth? Okay. Yeah. Tell us the mind behind changing Iakea into the artist, which I think was probably the highlight of his career, by the way.
Yeah, bro. Again, man, when I walked into, WCW, just like if I'd walk into WWE tomorrow, I would try to give everybody a character and a gimmick, bro. And I walked into a company where like a lot of the characters and gimmicks were just not over. Now, am I going to bat 1,000? Absolutely not, bro. But I'm going to try.
Sure.
I'm going to try to give him some kind of a character, a gimmick, some personality. Let's get him on TV. Let's get him in an angle.
Yeah. So here's your trivia, Vince. What year was the first NWA television champion crowned?
Oh, God.
What year? What year was the first? It was in Raleigh, North Carolina. And it was a live event. And what year? He defeated Ole Anderson.
1982.
That's all right. 1974.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Danny Miller. No, February 27, 1974. Defeated Ole Anderson in a tournament final to become the first NWA Mid-Atlantic television champion. There you go. And so, so it was a lot of some prestigious history of the television championship. And then I'm looking at the, like Iakea won on an episode of Nitro in 1997, kept it for a few months. So your boy Alex Wright won. Das Wunderkind. Did you have any type of dealings with
Well,
changing his
when
character?
I went there, he was doing that other gimmick. What was the other? Berlin. He was
Berlin,
doing the
yeah,
Berlin
yeah,
gimmick.
with
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
know if his contract came up or I don't remember.
Okay, because he ended up teaming up with Inferno, right?
Yeah,
They were
he
like
teamed with
the
Disco for a while, but
yeah.
that was before I got there.
Okay, yeah, the
Yeah,
Boogie Nights or something like that.
yeah.
So when he was Berlin, did you kind of nix that? Because was he involved in the WCW after that when he left?
I remember, bro, he was Berlin when we got there. I honestly can't remember what happened,
Gotcha,
bro.
gotcha. Was he a nice guy to work with
He
backstage?
was a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've interviewed him before. He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Cliffside, $5 super chat, bro. Royal Rumble tickets just went on sale. What's it like putting together a Rumble match with so many moving pieces involved? Did you have
I
a big
never put together a Royal Rumble match.
Really?
We just knew who we needed to win. Maybe the last couple of people in there, but that was always Patterson. Pat
yeah.
Patterson always laid out the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah. He's the brainchild behind the Royal Rumble, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like the 97 or 98 Royal Rumble, okay, don't tell me who Austin won 98, right?
Couldn't tell you.
You know what?
Austin won 2 years in a row, I think.
He won 2 years, so he won 2 years in a row. Then it was an off year, and then he won in 01. Because Vince won in 99, and then 2000 was The Rock. It was the whole Rock and Big Show thing. Where The Rock actually was was technically out first, but and then they led to the 4-way and at WrestleMania 16. So Austin won in 97 and 98. Yeah, because that was the so the 98 Royal Rumble, Austin was the winner. He was supposed to be the winner. He was the person so when y'all made Austin the winner that year, how far along, or how far before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view was it like, okay, Austin's the guy?
What's the WrestleMania match?
That was him and Michaels in 98.
Yeah, so January, that's why he wins the Rumble. We probably had a good idea during the summer.
Okay, the summer of 97.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
What was it about? What was it about? You were seeing just the merch sales or something like that,
Just
or
the people, man. Just the people. Just
the reaction.
The reaction in the house. The ratings.
Sure.
Who was drawing the highest numbers?
Okay.
Yeah, all that stuff, bro.
So the summer beforehand, you're like, it wasn't a lock at that time, but he was high on the list, or it was pretty much you at that time you were building.
We just went with momentum, man.
Sure,
and the writing's on the wall, man. When you just let the people dictate, the writing is on the wall, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why do you think the WWE struggles with that as far as just riding the wave of the momentum? I mean, they did last year with Cody, but it wasn't necessarily a momentum thing. It was like he's returning. And so it was his first time back in 9 months or 8 months or whatever it was, 7, one of those months. And so he's returning, and it was very predictable that he's going to win the Royal Rumble, but he didn't have a lot coming before then. He left the spring beforehand, came back to the Royal Rumble and won it. It didn't have that momentum coming behind him. Why do you think that, say for instance, if based on momentum that you see here, so based on what you're saying, it's 4 months before the Royal Rumble, who should win the Royal Rumble based on the momentum that we see right now, that with what you just said, somewhat WWE's looking at this person and saying, yes, let's go ahead and start building around him and have him win and then go to WrestleMania?
Well, you see, bro, that's I mean, I don't watch SmackDown, so it's hard to say, bro. No, nobody's got momentum on Raw, bro. The only thing that's interesting to me, and I don't even want to say interesting to me because it's not. To me, the best thing they're doing is if Rhea Ripley is trying to recruit everybody, she's got to get one. And to me, it looks like that one is going to be Drew McIntyre. And you know what, bro? If they do that, at least it'll be something. And maybe they do it. Who's he got at Saudi?
Seth for the title.
It's Cody against Seth.
No, it's Drew and Seth.
No. Who does
Cody and Priest?
Yeah, Priest. Maybe that's where he helps Priest. No, I think basically it's him and Seth. That's where he should accept the favor from Judgment Day. If you're asking.
So Drew joining Judgment Day?
Yeah.
Oof.
Somebody's got to, bro. Somebody has to. Otherwise, bro, if they don't get somebody, I swear to God, bro, you have wasted so much of my time.
They've ran it to the ground though, man. Like they do need a new breath of fresh air, but those leadership positions in Judgment Day just is kind of like a step down. I mean, even when Edge was there, it was just kind of like,
I think that's where they're going, bro.
I can see Drew turning, but leading the Judgment Day. Oof, man. So that means that everybody would have to like fall in line with Drew McIntyre, even Rhea Ripley. I don't see that.
I don't see Drew leading the Judgment Day as it is. I don't see that. Jay McDonough and I don't see that.
So he recruits a new. He recruits a new.
I almost see like a different version of it.
Okay. Where does Rhea fall into this?
I don't know, bro, but like I said, man, they are so overexposing her right now. I mean, she was all over this show. That is not good, bro, because if she's all over this show, bro, it's just a matter of time before she means nothing.
Yep, absolutely. We got classic J Live 499. I knew Chris Kanyon personally. He lived in Queens, NYC. He was a great guy. I miss him to this day. I'm wondering, what was your experience with him?
Absolutely loved him, bro. Absolutely the greatest dude. He lived in Georgia while I lived in Georgia. Him I think him and Jeremy, I think him and Boresh lived together, actually.
Okay.
Great human being and dude, bro.
As a fan, I got an experience with Chris Kanyon. This had to be probably 2002. I got a story with Kurt Angle. We'll talk about that one of these days. But with Chris Kanyon, back in the day because WWE would come to Columbus a lot, and they still do. But so as a fan back in 2002, I would stay until the very end. It's much more secured now than it was over 20 years ago. So I was a college kid, trying to get autographs to put on eBay. So I would stay until the very end, like 12:30 in the morning, and just wait until like people go into their cars. It was me and my dude Dave. And we would stay until the very end in our car, just kind of hanging out. And then we would go up to the wrestlers as they're going into the cars at like 12:30 in the morning. And then we were like, hey, man, great show. Can we get your autograph? So we would have them autograph the ticket. And one of those people was Chris Kanyon. And we went up to Chris Kanyon. I mean, just an incredibly nice guy. He was actually like pleased. Like he popped like when we went up to him and asked him for an autograph and have an autograph ticket from Chris Kanyon, man. So that was my experience with Chris Kanyon. Yeah. Incredibly nice guy, man.
I'll never forget, bro. Like many years ago, he was a guest on Stern, and he was just kind of talking about being treated, unfairly and this and that.
Yeah.
And freaking Flair called in and just
I remember that.
ripped him up on live radio. And I remember listening to that, and I'm like, bro, that's the wrong dude to do that to
I
me.
agree, man.
That's you want to do it to somebody who's a real a-hole, that's fine, but not Chris Canyon was everything but, bro. That sucked.
That was kind of like a really big downward spiral for Chris Canyon at the
Bro, I
time.
really think that was the start. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on in his personal life or nothing like that,
Yeah.
but I know that that kind of devastated him.
Because for what I remember, he was trying to get some opportunities for wrestling at that time. It wasn't really getting a lot of opportunities,
Yeah.
because I know that he transitioned over with the Alliance in 2001. Him and DDP came over as tag team for a little bit, and then DDP transitioned over more by himself, and then kind of Chris Kane was kind of left on the wayside, and it was pretty tough for him because he loves wrestling, you know what I mean, and so he hearing stuff like that and trying to get opportunities to still do what he loves to do, and then basically getting utterly demoralized like that on live television.
Yeah, especially like Flair was calling in like as a WWE company guy, and it's like, bro, that's one of your peers. Whether it's true or not, that's the way the dude feels, bro. He wasn't burying Flair or that's how the dude felt. And then Flair called in as the WWF guy, and that was hard, man.
I agree, because even if you think about it from this standpoint, Vince, if it was someone at the time, say for instance in 2002, like a Maven, I mean, like a Maven Huffman or a Jamie Noble or something like that. Two people who had some presence but weren't like iconic at the time. I'm sure Kenyon would be like, I mean, like I don't agree, but it hits hard when the person who's demoralizing like you like this is one of your idols. When it comes to someone like a Ric Flair, so it's pretty tough hearing that, man. We got Awesome Sauce, $5 super chat, bro. I'm watching WCCW. By the way, I actually, it's funny that you say that, Awesome Sauce, because I was actually thinking about buying a world-class t-shirt. So I think I will do that. I think I will buy a world-class Championship Wrestling t-shirt. Fine. I'm sure there's one on Amazon somewhere. And it's crazy how much crowds have changed. There was more females in the crowd for the Von Erichs than any WWE, AEW crowd I can remember. Larger than life, man. That's the appeal, and that's a foolproof strategy, making people larger than life. The reason why Roman Reigns is the most over person in professional wrestling right now isn't it because he's such an amazing character or has such amazing ring ability? It's because he's the only person other than someone like a Brock, but Roman Reigns is the only person in WWE that is being booked as a larger than life character. It's been before he lost to Jay. It was over 3.5 years before he lost the match, before he got pinned. So no 50-50s, no, not a lot of going back and forth as far as feuds are concerned, or people beating him up, and it wasn't a lot. He was protected.
Yeah.
And he was made to look larger than life, and that's the reason why he was so over. Someone like the Von Erichs, character. It was in world class and NWA back then. Characters meant something, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the reason why they were so over. We have Nacier 199 super chat, bro. 49ers made a grown man cry today. Yeah, they lost against the Vikings, man. 2-4 Vikings team lost against they beat a 5-1 Niners team, man. So there you go. We got Lucky the Truth 199. Nothing to say, just support.
I know Lucky the Truth. Yeah, he's a brand guy.
Very nice, very nice. Good stuff. Where we at, Vince? We got Xia Li attacking your girl Candice LeRae, or as you would say, LaRue, backstage, and say, hey, that's for Indy Hartwell as well. So there you go. Another random woman's feud.
Nobody cares, bro. Like nobody. Before that, we had Becky and Indy. Nobody cares about Icky.
Yeah.
Becky goes over. There's a handshake, and then there's some person in the crowd, Lyra Valkyrie.
Yes.
I never heard of in
NXT.
my life.
Yeah.
Then Zia attacks LaRue. Don't care about Zia. Don't care about LaRue. Yeah. Then we've got Pierce and Nick Aldis. Well, Nick is new, so he's gonna be interesting. They have done nothing, absolutely nothing, no character, nothing with Pierce in 5 years. So the thought of ever caring about him is come and gone. Yeah. Then we have all the women in the ring. Nia Jax, Rachel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Joey Stark, Zoe Stark. We don't
Joey and Zoe.
And then bro, this was bad when Nia Jax started cutting that promo. The word I wrote was, this was painful.
Yeah,
like this was so bad, so middle school play. Like this was absolutely horrible, bro.
Now, here's my thing with that. If it was like a Chelsea Green, it fits her character more. But Nia Jax is supposed to be this, like, irresistible force, right? And just this big old monster. And she's saying, I'm going to lower for you in Texas. And I'm like, isn't that kind of counterproductive to your character?
And then, bro, come on. The girls are beating up the guys. Like, come on, bro. In what world does that happen? Stop it already, will you, man?
I was confused that Nia Jax came in and ran roughshod through the woman. That was kind of like how this all set up, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed this a couple times when it made me scratch my head. Why does Raquel Rodriguez prevent the woman from beating up Nia Jax? That was so weird to me. Like she did it. She stopped Rhea Ripley like a week or two ago. Rhea Ripley was beating up on Nia Jax, and then she shoved her away from her. And I'm like, huh? Like Nia came in and stopped you from winning the title, and you're shoving her away so you can get to Nia. No, why don't you just get help and you all jump Nia yourself? Like if I'm at a bar, and like somebody, jumped me from behind, and he jumped a couple other people from behind, and in the following week, it's like 3 of us and 1 of him.
Yeah.
Why would I shove the other 2 people away? Oh, I got him. No, we're all 3 going to take them out. Like that just doesn't make sense to me at all from a realistic standpoint.
Yeah, this was painful, bro.
Yeah, we got Lucky, the True 499 Super Chat, bro. Hey, Vince, knowing your history with Impact, does the name change make a difference? What's your opinion on that?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because, bro, you change. They've got 77,000 viewers. What, bro? We're going to change the name and have 500,000 views because we changed the name. Now, if TNA is TNA, okay, you got a chance.
Yeah.
But TNA was TNA, bro, because of who you had working there. That's why.
Why do you think the change? I know that's when they were acquired by Anthem, they wanted to be a little bit more PG, as far as just taking the TNA name away. Now, Scott D'Amore did his workings and all that. TNA name is back, and he cut a very passionate promo about the TNA return. So TNA's back, and it's not going to change anything but the name. Why do you think that there was such a kind of lobby to bring the TNA name back?
I got no idea, bro. So the people can chant TNA because you can't chant Impact Wrestling? I have no idea, bro.
That's probably why it is. So, and Scott D'Amore, he's one of the, he was there just about since the beginning, and so I imagine with him being executive there now, he just wants that just for the nostalgia. So we got Cliffside $2 super chat, bro. Does Cody need a character change in your opinion, Vince?
Bro, what is Cody's character? Like, Dusty Rhodes was my dad. Okay.
Yes.
Like, what?
Finish the story.
The problem is we don't see character traits.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because you see character traits when you put them in real life settings.
Yeah.
If you never see them in real life settings, bro, you never see character traits. And the character traits are what really makes the characters unique. You never see them anymore, bro.
Now, the American Nightmare made sense initially, because the American Nightmare was more like I'm going to be antithetical to the American dream. You know, I'm going to be kind of like the dark shadow of my father and make it an American nightmare. And he was a heel, and it made sense. And so,
right, but bro, you don't wear plaid suits and a pocket watch, bro.
yeah, I would say as a heel, it made sense.
It's not a nightmare.
From like being the dark shadow of Dusty is just completely antithetical to him. So he's wearing the suits. He's, he had the dark hair at the time. So he's doing all those things. He was in the Bullet Club. He was in Bullet Club at the time too. And so he's doing all these things to be completely different. Like some every man, cowboy boots wearing, son of a plumber, flannel shirt and jeans type of deal. Everything completely different to that. So that made sense to me as far as the suited up Cody. But now he's transitioned that over to a baby face, but he's still the American Nightmare. It just doesn't make sense to me, honestly. It just doesn't make sense to me. We have Wilfredo Castillo, $5 super chat. What do you think about LA Knights versus Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel for the WWE Undisputed title? WWE is going to ruin the LA Knight hype when he
Wilfredo, you are dead on 100%, my friend. But the way they think is, if LA Knight has a good match with Roman Reigns, then he's going to be elevated even if he loses. That's the mentality, bro. That is the mentality, and that mentality is BS, bro. It is absolute BS, because they're excited about LA Knight now doing what's the gimmick he says, whatever. Yeah. Meanwhile, he's going to lose, and then he's going to fall right back down, just like Ricochet, and we can go on and on and on and on.
I think if he loses to Roman, they may do some type of storyline where he's kind of fighting his way back up, and even it wouldn't surprise me, man, with what you just said, as far as kind of eyeing someone months before to win the Royal Rumble based on momentum. It wouldn't surprise me if LA Knight won the Royal Rumble, man. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think Cody can find his way in there without winning the Royal Rumble. Of course, he won last year, so he's not going to win back to back. So Cody's not going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's still going to be in the title match. So then you're thinking that who's going to win the Royal Rumble, on the other side, and I can definitely see someone like an LA Knight doing that. So we'll see where that goes. We have Mike in $5 super chat. Why not would you rather see LA Knight defeat Roman Reigns for the title than Cody? What do you think, Vince?
Why or why not? Well, the Cody thing is so freaking predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, bro. Like, if LA Knight were to ever shock the world and beat Roman Reigns, that would be something. Cody is so, just like the end of the show was tonight. I was just waiting for him to come down with that flute and the headband, right? Like you knew this was coming from a mile away, and that's how it is with him winning the title.
Sure. Next segment, we got Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. You talked about that. Then we get the contract signing. We talked about that. Gargano defeating Giovanni Vinci. Tommaso Ciampa coming back and helping him by taking out Ludwig Kaiser. What are your thoughts?
Remember I said last week he wasn't there, so this week they have him come down.
Absolutely. So it seems like we're going to get a DIY versus actually they booked that for next week, didn't they?
I think so.
I think they booked it for next week. Yeah, I'm looking up at. There is a WCCW T-shirt on T Public, and there's a hoodie too, man. So, yeah, I might get some WCCW. Did you watch WCCW back in the day? World
I
class.
know who they were, but I didn't watch it.
They had the Missing Link. They had, of course, the Von Erichs and uh, the Freebirds and the Von Erichs feud back in the 80s. Really good show, man. I was as a wrestling enthusiast, I watched the World Class pretty frequently. So we got Shinsuke Nakamura cutting the video promo. Your favorite part of the show, Vince Russo. What do you think about this promo? He's finding competition, Vince, that's just gonna bring a dark side of him that he just has to get out, man.
Bro, I don't know. Again, bro, they're basing this on he had a good match with Seth, so now he's elevated. I'm not feeling that. I mean, I'm not. Who you gonna put with Nakamura that it's gonna mean anything? I'm just not feeling it, bro.
Yeah, it's not going to elevate him. This is what I thought about this, Vince, when I heard this promo. I'm okay, so here's the pro out of this. I'm trying to find a pro out of as much as I possibly can. The pro out of this is that I'm really happy that they're at least spending time with non-ring stuff, to develop his character. I'll give him that. But I was thinking when I listened to this promo, I'm like, okay, so you just had an opportunity to become world heavyweight champion. Why didn't you do this before, like having Seth Rollins? Why did you have to save some dark side that you want to get out after you had an opportunity to win the world championship? Shouldn't we have seen like the darkest side of Shinsuke Nakamura when it matters the most?
And one time I want to see, why is it over? Because he beat you in Last Man Standing. Why wouldn't you keep dogging this guy? Why wouldn't you just keep doing that? Because I lost. I'm done. I'll go to the back of the line now. I would love just give me that story.
From a storyline perspective, if he was doing the darkest side thing, it would have made sense more from a promo standpoint if he would have said, since the Last Man Standing match, Seth Rollins has driven me to a dark side that I didn't even know was still there. I mean, like he could have done the verbiage more to make Seth Rollins be the person that caused him to discover a side that he didn't think was there anymore. That could have continued the feud. But just to say I'm looking for someone, that just doesn't make sense, because it's going to be some random person he attacks or something like that. He's probably going to beat him, and then what? Nothing else. We have Logan Paul in ring promo interrupted by Dominic Mysterio.
All right, bro. And listen, I am challenging anybody to go back and watch this. Can we now stop doubting Vince Russo all the time? Because, bro, they practically had Dominic's mic off. His microphone was practically off. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm freaking talking about, guys. When I'm telling you, bro, they're sweetening the crowd and lowering his mic. Trust me, because whoever did it tonight, it was almost like his mic was not even on. So stop, bro. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I haven't been in the building and been working on a freaking 1,000 shows in my life. Literally, bro, his mic was almost off during this. And the other thing I didn't understand is, what the heck took Ricochet so long to hit the ring?
That's what
the second Samantha Irving is in that ring. The second she's going in between the ropes.
That's your fiance. Like, there should have been zero weight. He should have been one escorting, her up to the ring. That was the thing that I noticed, was like, that didn't make sense. But as far as just the mic thing, I noticed. I was like, huh.
Oh my, come
I
on,
noticed.
bro, please.
Because I was like, you could have easily turned the mic up. Like, instead of just have the crowd shroud your voice, you have a mic that you can turn up very loudly. So just turn the mic up if you don't want the crowd to shroud it anymore. So, it wasn't like at peak level mic, for the mic is concerned. So they definitely is causing that mic to stay at that volume level.
Yeah,
so,
come on, bro.
Yeah. We got Cliffside $2 super chat, bro. Why don't they have skits outside the arena anymore? There you go. I mean, they got Shinsuke talking about, he wants to find somebody.
That's not a skit outside the arena. That's shot in the back during the day.
Yeah, probably in the back locker room somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, they have backstage. Well, they don't. It's not outside the arena. I mean, you're having Jade Cargo walk into the arena now.
Yeah.
Technically, that's outside the arena.
That's laziness, bro. That's all it is, man. I'm telling you guys. I can't tell you how many vignettes I cut off campus, man, before the show and after the show when I was dead tired. And I would grab Jeremy with his camera, bro. Let's go. We were dead tired. They're lazy, bro. They're lazy.
We have Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defeating Natalia and Nikki Cross. Now she's some, demented.
Bro, this is a 1,000% rib on her. They're
on Nikki.
Oh my God, bro! Like,
why? Why you think it's a rib on her?
She said the wrong thing, bro. She complained about not being on TV, so now they're just gonna have her show up and walk around like a zombie, and they're all cracking up and laughing behind her back. Yeah, come on, bro. Man. Come on.
Very sad. I got a question for you as far as Jey Uso. Do you think that Cody and Jey lost because of the scrum, the post show?
I mean, bro,
Jey was lit up.
If Vince would have been there, they would have. I mean, so I don't know. It's possible, bro. It's very possible.
It seemed like they want to go, especially since the Usos is, they've had their stories of having their problems with alcohol legally. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And to see that him just being, looking or seeming just heavily inebriated during a post, show presser just doesn't have a good look. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was punishment for them, Cody just played along.
I would not be either, bro. I would not either.
We get Drew McIntyre defeating Sami Zayn at the end at it's a little bit over the 10 o'clock hour. Any thoughts on
this? Bro, this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. So Drew McIntyre is going to go up against Seth Rollins at Crown Royal. What's it called?
Crown Jewel.
How the heck can McIntyre beat Seth Rollins if Sami Zayn's taking him to the limit? Yeah. Like, how do you book this way? How do you book this way? Sami Zayn is false finishes, taking McIntyre to the limit. So, and I'm supposed to believe McIntyre could beat Rollins?
Yeah.
What kind of booking is this?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've been doing that a lot with Drew, with Kofi and Woods, and I'm like, why in the world are you going 50-50 with people like half your size? Just about like that logic doesn't make any sense.
Can you imagine, man? Bundy, they're hyping a match with Bundy and Hogan, and then the match before Bundy's going 50-50 with Steve Lombardi.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's seriously what it is, bro.
Doesn't make Bundy look impressive at all. So we got Bronson Reed defeating Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa chopped him in the back, winning the match, and here's a way to put Bronson on the show for today.
Yeah, he's got to stop. He's got to stop singing his song on his way to the ring. He looks like such a mark, bro. You can't. You guys can't be singing your song. You look like the biggest marks on the planet, bro. He's the worst. He does it all the time.
I thought he just like talks like mean.
He's singing the song. Bro.
He's rapping this. I gotta pay attention to that next time. I gotta pay attention because it didn't seem like he's rapping his song when he's coming down. It seems like he was just like mean, Bronson Reed, just talking this stuff on the way. So I'm gonna see if he's rapping a song, and if he's not, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay.
All right, we got West Hill $5 super chat, man.
Oh, you forgot we had a Tinkers to Evers to Chance in the background with Nikki walking around like a zombie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I usually just totally miss those backstage segments. Vince, can you give us some insight on Austin CEO Day? Did you produce the segments or was it Pritchard?
That is a great question, Wes. I would think, bro. I don't remember sure. I would just think that it was probably me because I was working in the office. I mean, we didn't shoot that the day of TV. Like when we shot important stuff the day of TV, it was Bruce because I couldn't leave the arena. But something like that was not shot the day of TV, and I worked in the building, so I'm sure I was involved in that.
Okay, cool. We got Wilfredo back in action. $5 super chat. I'm tired of WWE throwing the tag team championship belts around like candy. Tag team division is ruined.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's ruined. No tag teams mean much of anything anymore. Back when they had Demolition and the Powers of Pain, it was just like it was characters, man. They felt larger. It goes back to my whole larger than life thing. They felt larger than life, man. So they need that again. Damian Priest beating Jey Uso, man. What's up with Jey? Again, it goes back to what I said, man. Do you think that they're putting Jey in the doghouse because of what happened at the post show?
Yeah, no, they definitely could be, bro. Like I said, I mean, if and who knows whether he is or not.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, we don't know what's going on behind Vince. Listen, we know he's being investigated by the federal government. So if I'm Ari Emanuel, I don't want people to think he's working the day-to-day. Yeah, I want people to think he is separated from the company. But like when you bring this up, Chris, that's definitely a Vince.
Yeah.
That I can't see one of the boys like a Triple H coming down with that punishment when he's done that same thing.
Sure.
Vince is the owner of the company. He's not done that. When you're one of the boys, you've messed up. Yeah. And it would be very, very difficult to come down on one of the boys.
Yeah, because it really didn't make sense, even from a storyline standpoint, for them to get the belts back that quickly.
No,
because it did nothing. It changed nothing. Because even at Crown Jewel, the titles aren't even being defended. So it's a Cody and Damian Priest thing. So them winning the titles didn't do anything. So it seemed like they pulled the plug on Cody and Jey, man. It seems like this was going to last a little bit longer, and going probably into a Cody Roman thing, perhaps kind of bleed back into the bloodline thing. But just again, we saw no Jimmy Uso on Raw, and he was the one who calls Jey, and it wasn't even, as far as I remember, as far as I can recall, did Jey even mention Jimmy Uso turning, like,
and not only that, bro, not only that, if you're going to, I don't know what happened on SmackDown, but if you're going to beat Jey, then why not have it be Jimmy again?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because again, bro, with every finish, you got to say, what did it do for this guy, and what did it do for that? What did this 1, 2, 3 do for Jey?
Nothing. I mean, and not even have a mention of it on Raw. Not even, he just kind of went on, like he's talking to Drew. He's I mean, backstage, and like it was no mention of it. He didn't even cut a promo and express how, you know, he felt wrong or how he was betrayed by Jimmy, and nothing on Raw. You can't assume that everybody who watches Raw watches SmackDown. That's the reason why they do the recaps, you know, for SmackDown.
Right.
So it would make sense to even start the show off by Jimmy, you know, by Jay cutting a promo because of that. But no, nothing. So that's why it just goes back. And my theory, man, is that Jay's in the doghouse because of that presser, because of that post show, man. So I can definitely see that being the case.
I can too, man. That's a good way to look at it, bro. Yeah, honestly.
Yep. Vince Russo, let them know about the brand, my man.
Yeah, guys, just check out russosbrand.com. That's all you need to do, bro. Everything is one-stop shopping. Go there.
Yeah, indeed. This guy right here, Vince Russo. This guy right here, Dr. Chris Featherstone. This is the Legion of Raw. We are Ohio State Buckeye fans. Have a good night, everybody. So long.